On February 20th of 2014, snipers fired on protesters in Kiev, Ukraine, killing 67 of them and injuring another 750 more. The Western media and various actors from within Ukraine claimed that the snipers were sent by then Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych. And this ended up being one of the key events that escalated these protests into a full-on coup or revolution that would eventually oust Yanukovych from power. However, a rigorous peer-reviewed study by West Ukrainian academic Ivan Kachinovsky has recently been published that turns this narrative completely on its head. Kachinovsky systematically analyzed all the ballistics tests, video evidence, and witness testimonies, and found that the snipers were not actually sent by the Yanukovych government, but in fact they were stationed in buildings controlled by the Maidan protesters. And the US media was systematically ignoring all of this evidence so that they could push the narrative that the snipers were sent by the government, almost as if they wanted to escalate the protests into a full-on coup. Kachinovsky also cites extensive evidence that there were far-right groups who were committing violence in the chaos of the protests, and he implies that it's highly likely these extremist groups were the ones perpetrating the sniper attack because they wanted to escalate the protests into a full-on coup. So essentially, the legitimate protests were hijacked by the far-right with the help of the US and the media. And this is important because it shows that I was correct about everything in my debate with Vush. Just kidding, but it is important because it shows that the Western media and political pundits like Vish have been misconstruing what happened in 2014. These weren't just protests that naturally escalated into a revolution against injustice. They were protests that were hijacked by the far right with the help of the US and the 200 plus NGOs that the US has in Ukraine, which US State Department Ambassador Victoria Nuland admitted to pumping millions and millions of dollars into in the lead up to the coup. Which, I tried explaining to Vush, but he seemed more concerned with trying to make me look stupid and win the debate rather than getting to the truth. But that's why I'm thankful for real scholars like Ivan Kachinovsky, because the truth always comes out.